Yeah, welcome back, students. Now, before starting with the sums of cost sheet, I presume that you all have gone through the video of Introduction to Cost Accounting, where I have discussed the terminologies in cost accounting. I have discussed the different types of cost. I have also discussed the cost sheet format. Okay. So I presume before starting this that you have already gone through those videos. If not, then kindly first go through those videos with respect to introduction to cost accounting, and then you start seeing these videos. Okay, fine. So let's start. Now, as per your TY become syllabus, your cost sheet is divided into three parts. Okay, one is the type 1 cost sheet, type 1 cost sheet, where cost sheet is prepared only with the amount column. Okay, so how will you identify in exam that it's a type 1 cost sheet? In the whole question, you will not find units produced and units sold. Okay, units produced and units sold will be missing in the question. Okay, so that's how you will analyze that it's a cost sheet based on one column. Okay, now before you start with cost sheet, the another thing that you have to keep in mind is all the items of cost that is given to you, you have to identify it as direct cost or indirect cost. Once you know that it's a direct cost, then you have to categorize whether it will go under direct material, direct labor, or direct expenses. Okay. Now, as we had discussed earlier, direct material there is a breakup of direct material, that is opening stock of raw material, add purchase of raw material, add carriage inward on raw material, less your purchase return of raw material, less your closing stock of raw material, less of sale of scrap of any raw material. Okay. So that breakup of raw material also you have to take into consideration. Okay. And like how we do markings in final accounts, when we do final account sums, we do markings, right? Whether the item will go under trading or P&L or balance sheet, whatever, right? Similarly, when you are doing markings under cost accounting, you have to mark it as direct cost, and under direct cost, where would it go? Direct material, direct labor, or direct expenses. And when you're marking indirect cost, you have to further bifurcate where it will go, under factory, under selling, or under admin. Okay. So here we go. We first have opening stock of raw material. So as I discussed just now, so it will be added in the formula of raw material consumed. So, okay, so I've highlighted here with RMC. Okay, and it is going to be added in the formula. Okay, next goes closing stock of raw material. So closing stock of raw material will be subtracted from raw material consumed formula. Okay, so you have to do markings as per your understandings on the question paper with a pencil. Okay. Then is raw material purchase. It will be added to the raw material consumed formula. As I just discussed, that you also have to go into depth of the breakup of raw material consumed. Okay. Then comes drawing office salaries. When I say drawing office salaries, with the first term drawings, it is drawing and designing salary, which is a part of manufacturing. So it will go under factory overheads. Okay. So you just have to mark it as FOH. Royalty on production. Okay. As discussed in the theoretical aspect, I had in depth said and discussed about what is royalty on production. It's a direct cost under the head direct expenses. Okay. An explanation about it, I have already given it in the theory part, a previous, what do you call it? The previous 1, 2, 3 videos, where I discussed about introduction to cost accounting. Then carriage inward is carriage inward of raw material. So it will be added to the formula of raw material consumed. Then cash discount allowed. This is a non-cost expense. In the theoretical aspect, I had also discussed about non-cost के बारे में मैंने बहुत डिटेल में डिस्कस किया था. ठीक है, तो ये नॉन कॉस्ट में जाएगा, मतलब ये कॉस्ट शीट में ऐड नहीं होगा. Okay, non-cost items do not appear in cost sheet as discussed. Okay. Next, repairs to plant and machinery. This is with respect to upkeep of plant and machinery, which is a part of factory. So it will go under factory overheads. Okay. You can just put F or you can put FOH as per your requirement. Then rent rates and taxes. It is already mentioned factory. So it will go to factory. Rent, rates and taxes, office. So it will go to admin and overheads. Office conveyance. Conveyance is traveling expense. So this will go to admin. Salesman salary and commission. This will be a part of selling and distribution. Productive wages is a direct cost and under the head direct wages. Okay. सी जैसे आप ये सब के बारे में देख सकते हो, जैसे ये रहा रिपेयर्स हो गया, ये सब इनडायरेक्ट कॉस्ट है, बराबर, राइट। और इनडायरेक्ट कॉस्ट में भी ये कहाँ जा सकता है, जो फैक्ट्री का पार्ट है फैक्ट्री में, जो एडमिन का पार्ट है एडमिन में, जो सेलिंग एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का पार्ट है वो सेलिंग एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। ओके, दैट्स व्हाई आई सेड बिफोर यू स्टार्ट विद द सम यू गो थ्रू इन डेप्थ द थ्योरी दैट आई हैड डिस्कस्ड। Then comes plant and machinery. This is an indirect cost, and under indirect cost, it will go under factory overheads. Then comes depreciation on office furniture. This is also indirect cost, and it will go, because it is related to office, it will go under admin overheads. Okay, so this is how it will. Okay, next indirect director's piece. This is also indirect cost and it will be a part of admin overheads. Gas and water charges, it's already mentioned F, that means factory related. It's mentioned O, that means office related. Cost of catalogs printing, this is nothing but printing of your brochures, pamphlets, which is a part of distribution activity for the purpose of selling. So it will go under selling and distribution. Okay, then comes loose tools written off. While discussing the theory aspect of cost sheet, I had given you a list that which which assets will be a part of factory, which assets will be a part of office, and which assets will be a part of selling and distribution. So loose tools was a part of factory assets. So upkeep of loose tools will be a part of factory overheads. Okay. I hope I'm clear about this to everyone, correct? Next aspect that you could see is trade fair expenses. Now, when I say trade fair expenses, it is all about exhibition. And when do we do exhibition? When we are targeting our sales, selling and distribution. Okay, so this will go to selling and distribution overheads. Okay, now in this context, there is one information given in the question which says that out of 48 hours in a week, manager devotes 40 hours for the purpose of factory and 8 hours for office. Okay. Now you have one manager and that manager is working for factory also as well as for office also. Okay. So for factory, he is working 40 hours and for office, he is working 8 hours. Okay. So you are going to divide your manager's salary. Okay. I'm talking about this manager's salary. So I put an asterisk. Asterisk will denote that I am going as per the question requirement. So ये जो manager salary है 60,000, ये आप divide करोगे इस ratio में 40:8 के ratio में. Okay. F is to O. फैक्ट्री में भी जाएगा, ऑफिस में भी जाएगा. अब चाहिए तो इसको रिड्यूस कर लो. 5 ones are 8 ones are 8 5s are 40, 8 ones are 8. So my ratio is 5:1. So I'm going to divide this 60,000 in the ratio of 5:1. Next, they have said the management has fixed the selling price at 110% of cost. Now, this information is given so that we can calculate our profit as well as selling price. Okay. Now, let's see how to go about it. So let me come to the next aspect. Yeah. So this is what cost sheet we are going to prepare. Okay. Please make a note of it. Direct cost. Yeah. Will be divided as raw material consumed. Opening stock of raw material 2,35,000 plus purchase of raw material 10,40,000 plus carriage inward 41 minus closing stock 2,50,000. So this gives me 10,66,000. Okay, take it in the outer column. Okay. Next, productive wages, 7 lakhs. Direct expenses mein I have royalty on production, 70,000. Okay. So that's what I said. When you are starting with cost sheet, please first identify direct cost, and under direct cost, see whether it will go under RMC, direct labor, or under the head direct expenses. Clear everyone? Okay. So that part you have to take care कि कहाँ जाएगा और इसका breakup कैसे होगा. 7 lakhs plus 70,000. So 18,36,000. This is my prime cost. So sum total of direct cost is known as prime cost. Okay. So this is the breakup. Then comes your indirect cost. So I'll be add indirect cost, the second half of cost sheet. Okay. तो जैसे ही आपको पता चला, पहले तो आप क्या करोगे, डायरेक्ट इनडायरेक्ट को बाइफरकेट करोगे. डायरेक्ट है तो अगेन आप सोचोगे ये डायरेक्ट मटेरियल है, लेबर है या एक्सपेंसेस है. और अगर इनडायरेक्ट है तो फैक्ट्री है, एडमिन है या सेलिंग एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन है. ओके, क्लियर? So let's come to indirect cost. Under indirect cost, just keep listing your indirect cost. You have drawings, 48,000, plant and machinery, 53, factory and plant and machinery, 15 and 35,500, gas water charges, loose tools written off. Okay. Then वो manager salary, उसको हमें bifurcate करना है, right? In the ratio 4:8, that is 5. Yeah. When I say 5:1, मतलब factory is to O. So my ratio will be 60,000 into 5 divided by 5 plus 1, 6. Like this you're going to count. Okay. Yeah. So 60,000 into 5 divided by 6. That is 50,000 plus 8 plus 7,500 plus 35,500 plus 15,000 plus 53,000 plus 48,000. So 2,17,000 less sale of factory scrap, which is not given. Please follow the detailed format of cost sheet. Anything which is not mentioned, just put a dash there. Okay? Yeah. So 2,16,000. This I will add to the previous total of prime cost. 80, क्योंकि हम ऐड कर रहे हैं ना, direct plus indirect is what? Direct plus indirect is what? Total cost. तो direct cost का total क्या है? Prime cost. उसके total पे हम लोग ऐड कर रहे हैं. So 20,53,000. So this is my gross factory cost. Okay. Once I get this, always remember you're going to add it to the previous total of prime cost. Then after that, add opening closing of WIP, less closing. Okay, so again you get the same answer because there is no opening closing. So this gives me net factory cost. To this I will add my office and admin overheads. This is my list. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items under admin overheads. Okay, and please don't forget manager salary को हमें divide करना है in the ratio 5:1. वो भूलना मत. तो 5/6 हम लोग ने ले लिया, अभी हमको 1/6 लेना है. तो 60,000 into 1 divided by 6. Okay. So 60,000 into 1 divided by 6. 10,000 plus, do the total, 30 plus 1,500 plus 3,000 plus 15,500 plus 8,000. So that makes it to 68,000, and added to the previous total, that is net factory cost, plus 20,53,000, 21,21,000. That's my COGS. Once I get this, I'm going to add my selling and distribution overheads. Okay. Selling and distribution overheads. Okay. Here it goes. Yeah. Under selling and distribution overheads, I have 1, 2, 3, only 3 expenses. Okay. just put factory first है ना, तो सेल आपका ये एडमिन सेकेंड है, प्लीज इसको नंबर डालो, और ये थर्ड है। तो डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंस में भी तीन, डायरेक्ट कॉस्ट में भी तीन है, और इनडायरेक्ट में भी तीन है। दिस इज द थर्ड वन। ओके, सो 42,000 प्लस 10,000 plus 10,000. That makes it to 62. Please add it to the previous total of COGS, cost of goods sold, 21,21,000, 21,83,000. So this gives me my cost of sales. Okay, cost of sales also known as total cost in other language, simple language. ठीक है, अब क्या है, अब आपको you can, since it is your first sem, you can put such working notes of co-manager salary wala. It has to be distributed between factory and office. Okay, so ये मेरा ratio आया था ना 5:1 का कोई. And another thing that you have to keep in mind is वो जो आपको बोला है, profit is 10% on cost. Okay, now just remember profit is 10% of cost. ये हमारा basic formula है जो हम ये चैप्टर में यूज करने वाले हैं, जो आपने बेसिक आपके स्कूल डेज में पढ़ा था, C+P=S, कॉस्ट प्लस प्रॉफिट इज इक्वल टू सेल्स। बेसिक फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे। ओके, ना इस क्वेश्चन में क्या बोला है, प्रॉफिट इज 10% ऑन, इट इज 10% ऑन कॉस्ट। ओके, अभी कॉस्ट बोला है ना, मतलब कॉस्ट इज द बेस। तो मैथ्स में जो भी बेस होता है वो क्या होता है, 100 होता है। प्रॉफिट कितना है, ये तो सेलिंग प्राइस कितना हुआ, 110। तो ये मेरा इक्वेशन एक बन गया। तो देखो 110, 110, करेक्ट। अब मेरे को मेरा कॉस्ट पता है कितना है, राइट। मुझे मेरी कॉस्ट पता है कितना है, या मुझे मेरी कॉस्ट पता है ना, यहाँ से मिला ना मुझे, ये रहा मेरी कॉस्ट है 21,83,000, राइट। तो मुझे मेरी सेल्स निकालनी है, तो मैं क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करूंगी ना, तो मुझे मेरी सेल्स भी मिल जाएगी, मुझे मेरी प्रॉफिट भी मिल जाएगी। हम क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई कैसे करते हैं, 100 इंटू, नो क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई ना, दिस एंड दिस। ओके, सो 110 इंटू 21,83,000 डिवाइड बाय 100। ओके, सो into 110 divided by 100. So my answer is 24,01,300. So that's my sales. ये देखो आ गया मेरा आंसर। ओके, दोनों को माइनस कर दो, आपको प्रॉफिट मिल जाएगा -21,83,000, तो 2,18,300। आप चाहिए तो अपना आंसर क्रॉस चेक कर सकते हो। कैसे, क्या बोला है, प्रॉफिट इज 110% ऑफ कॉस्ट। तो आपका कॉस्ट कितना है, ये रहा कॉस्ट, तो इसका 10% निकालो। 21,83,000 का 10% निकालो, कितना आया आंसर, 2,18,300। सेम आंसर आया, that means our answer is correct. Am I clear? So you can find it any way. You can first, आप चाहिए तो पहले क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन करके प्रॉफिट निकाल सकते हो, या तो क्रॉस मल्टीप्लिकेशन करके पहले सेल्स निकाल सकते हो। इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन यू, what you feel correct. Okay, whatever you feel easy, go with that way. If you feel that calculating profit is easier, then first calculate profit by cross multiplication, and then you can calculate sales by cross multiplication, either of the way, or you can take it as a missing figure. Okay, so this was the part of solution. I hope it is understandable to all. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is identify direct, indirect cost. Direct cost may go with further classification, whether it is direct material, direct labor, direct expenses. If it is direct material, then go with further classification as opening stock of raw material, purchase, carriage inward, closing stock, sale of raw material, sale of scrap of raw material and all that. And if it is indirect cost, then go with further classification of factory, admin, and selling and distribution. Okay, so we'll take up the next next variety of sum in the next lecture. Till then, bye bye, take care, and happy learning.